It's amazing.
Good morning. Welcome to...
Wake up, Rosemary.
Good morning. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about your everyday life and finances.
My name.
Her name is Jamitra Jojo Waddell, and she is the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with her?
Do you have to talk so soft? Like, can you give me a little energeticness?
No.
Tell them why we're still driving this morning.
We're still driving because I woke up early to do my hair.
Oh, so you gonna put this on me? Who is she?
Didn't my mom, JoJo? Oh, that's no.
Yeah, don't call me JoJo. Mom is better, not
Mom didn't wake up when she was supposed to, so now we're late because
we're late to the morning show. We're late. So we're not fully parked. Can you add Miss Lynn in?
And down here.
Yeah. Good morning. Somebody said good morning, Rosie.
Good morning.
Can you speak up? Maybe because I'm loud and I think you're soft spoken. So Miss Valerie,
you have a very loud.
I'm a loud person. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Loud tone. So.
Whatever. Good morning.
Good morning.
So you can
y'all.
project your voice.
I know how to project my voice, but it is 7:18 in the morning, and I would really like to be asleep.
Say good morning to Lynn.
Good morning, Lynn.
Good morning, Rosie. I think we have the same blouse.
Oh, yeah?
What do you think about that?
It's hers.
She stole it out my closet.
Okay. That explains it. I was like, wait a minute. I had the same blouse as a ninth grader. Oh, you stole it out your mom's closet. I get it. I used to do the same thing, sneak and wear my mom's stuff to school because her stuff was nice. Right?
And don't even try to hide it no more.
No, because sometimes I have better clothes than you on this particular day because you're wearing red and yellow and white pants with a lime green shirt. So.
Listen, Linda. I think I look very stylish in all of my colors. I'm bringing sunshine to the world.
Okay.
I'm bringing sunshine.
Okay, she's a fashion couture now. You better watch
that. Go ahead, Lynn. Don't pay Rosie any attention.
Awesome sauce, but I need to see that though. Those colors, I haven't tried those colors together before.
Lynn, my pants are for real red, yellow, and white, and I for real have on a lime green and white shirt. You're gonna see me in living color in just a minute. As soon as I park.
Yeah, that sounds like living color right there.
With blue flip flops until I put my shoes on. I got my white sandals in the car. You see how fast she stopped laughing? Like, that is so not. You're not going into corporate America dressed like that.
Right? Okay. I will bring you some clothes. But where do I need to come to?
Jesus.
All right, y'all. Well, good morning, guys. All jokes aside. Well, no, there's still a couple of more that's coming, I guess, throughout the show. But I just wanted to make sure that you guys are aware today at 2:18 p.m., there is going to be a text message that the president is sending out to our phones. This is an emergency practice situation, right? You know how they do those? This is a test.
It is an emergency.
Of the emergency broadcasting system. So they'll be doing something similar with text messages today to your phone. So don't be alarmed if you get a text at 2:18 today from the president, because that's just what they're doing today. All right? I don't want everybody to go crazy and freak out and say, oh my gosh, something must be happening. The Russians have tapped into our phones. No, it is only a test. It's something that they're doing, right? From in the event of an emergency, they'll use it as a way to reach the masses. With that said, please trust and believe and know, right, that if they can get a text message to your phone, imagine what else they are doing through your phone.
I'm just saying.
That's all I'm gonna say on that. Big Brother is watching and always has been, whether you know it or not.
Right.
It's not a conspiracy theory. It is the truth.
Thank
That's
you.
all I'm going to tell
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you.
you. Okay. The other thing that I want to share with y'all guys, people are up in arms today because, and this is not that it's anything new. Trump, they're complaining about the fact that Trump has not paid any taxes. And there's a story out today about the fact that, you know, Trump has always shared that he received $1 million loan from his dad, and he used that and created the $1 billion business that he currently owns. Well, they're saying that as a result of all of this information, and they're looking into his past, looking into his taxes and all his situations, that Donald Trump has not paid taxes. No, and he did not only get $1 million from his family, from his dad to start his business. It was the equivalent of $400 million in today's dollars. With all of that aside, guys, my point is simply this. The fact that the Trumps have been able to avoid paying taxes all of this time does not upset me. What upsets me is that I don't have all of the same knowledge that they have to be able to do the same thing. So, you know, what I have done is surrounded myself with people who have this knowledge, who have this information, so I can learn about those loopholes as well. Don't get mad at him for doing what he knows how to do, or the people that he has surrounded him that know what to do. Get mad at your situation and why you're not able to achieve those things for you and your family. If that's something you want, if you don't want that, then fine, then so be it, right? If you don't want it, then that's fine. The other thing that they shared in this broadcast is the fact that even when Trump was little, at the age of 3 years old, his dad paid him. Trump had the equivalency of a $200,000 salary at 3 years old that his dad paid him. Yeah, I see your face, Rosie, but I'm not mad at the situation. His daddy paid him out of his businesses that he owned, out of his company, paid Trump from the age of 3 years old the equivalency of $200,000 a year. I'm not mad at the situation. I'm mad at the fact that I didn't learn this earlier, but I know moving forward that I will make sure that I surround myself with people so that I can get that information, so my baby will definitely be set up, so my company can be set up the same way, and anybody else who wants the information, I'm willing to share that with them too, because I'm not mad about the loopholes, because we know the loopholes are there. The problem is we don't know the laws, we don't know the rules, we don't know the regulations, we're not getting involved on the political side, because that's where all of this stuff happens. Truth be told, you don't even know who your representatives are in the area that you live in. Okay? Those are the individuals that are making these laws. Those are the individuals that are setting these regulations. Those are the individuals, and those who know the laws can also go in and know where the loopholes are. See, they write all of this stuff to support and to help them benefit, and those who are also paying for their campaigns, if truth be told, right? But that's not a conversation anybody wants to have. Get out there and learn the game. Get involved. That's what the message is this morning, y'all. And I know, and you say, well, wow, Lynn, you on another level this morning. Yeah, I am. I'm on another level this morning because we're dealing with some other issues. At my baby school, we got the PTA compliance meeting this morning. And as the treasurer, there are some things that we have to do to make sure that the funds for the PTA are being allocated appropriately, because I am not trying to be on anyone's news channel. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys make sure you're out there abiding by all the laws, rules, and regulations, but you can't abide by anything that you do not know. That's why you have to get involved, guys. That's why it is so very important. And that's why we have all of the campaigns around get out and vote. Not only get out and vote, but know who the people are that you're voting for. Do the research. The information is on the website for you. Go get it. That's my message this morning, y'all. I'm sorry it had to be so short and simple and to the point, but that's where I am, guys. I'm Lynn Dimmons, America's #1 financial rebound coach. Yeah, I said it, America's #1.
I would say you didn't even introduce yourself this morning.
Oh, yep. I need you to get your money all the way right. Get out there, learn the rules and the regulations, and do the things that you know that you need to do. Because remember what we said yesterday, convenience and convictions do not live in the same place. Are you going to stay in your area of convenience? It's convenient not to know all those rules and regulations. It's convenient just to sit around and play. It's convenient not to get out and vote, right? But your convictions live in a different place, which means you have to get out and do something. So what are you going to do? That's the question today. What are you going to do about it? All right, guys.
You got to be ready to do the work.
Right, exactly. You must do the work.
Ain't no way.
Point blank, period.
You got to do the work. Then you didn't give them your websites and or anything else?
Sure, guys. Go over and check out my website. Go to demonsenterprise.com. That's Demons, no demons here. DEMMONS, y'all. I do have to get out of here this morning, but I definitely wanted to share that message with you. And if you missed it, go back and watch the replay. Miss JoJo, she's going to give you that life confession and conversation this morning. But I must be out because I have to go and take care of some business this morning. But y'all must understand, your girl is not trying to be on anybody's news channel. I was going to say,
y'all have fun. I am the compliance department at work, so you have fun with that. Call me if you got questions, boo. I got you. Even though it may be healthcare compliance, I might still be able to help us with that. I might have to call you.
Okay, absolutely. And it's good to have somebody else to go to that you can share these concerns with. Trust and believe.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes. All right, guys. Have a good, wonderful Wednesday.
All right.
And I'll be talking with you later.
We'll see you in the morning, Miss Lynn. Have fun.
All righty.
All right, guys. Make sure you go. Lynn had to get... Lynn had to go early to take her. She's on PTA. She's going to handle business, and Rosie started the show this morning, but she's busy fixing her hair. So you want to say good morning one more time, Rosemont? And your glasses need to be clean.
I know they do.
You want to say good morning right fast?
Good morning.
All right, guys.
That was rough.
You want to say it right again? Clear out your throat.
Good morning.
All right, guys. So the fearless thought for today, and make sure that you check out all of Lynn's videos and her websites, because she does have a lot of free stuff on there, from budget toolkits to learning how to investing one-on-one, everything you need to know about how to get to live past crazy in your finances. She is on there. You know you're in the screen. That's okay. Because normally you steady make faces and do everything else. I was just letting you know. All right, guys. So the fearless thought for today is you've got to do the work. And I was thinking about yesterday when I opened up the show, I was talking about how, when the day is breaking, it's a beautiful morning and the earth and the world is just coming alive, and that God is so good that you can see the earth come alive, like everything begins to wake up, and you see the breaking of day and the sun shining. And that is just a reminder that you still have work to do. You still have things to do. And I wanted to read you guys something here that I read in my nice book that I use all the time. And it says, and this lady is talking about words, and this is truly, and I'm going to read this because it is my passion, and it is something that I hope the Fearless Morning Show does for you guys. May you use our words, welcome the words that Lynn and I share, that they grow in you the courage to feel and transcend fear, and to start by updating your capacity to feel and move through any transition. So it's my passion is good morning, Christine. It is my goal that whatever we say, that you welcome it, that you receive it, and that you allow it to encourage you, to give you courage to do what you need to do. Because a lot of times we are stepping out on faith as the only person in our family to do something different. We're the only ones in our family to take it to this level, or maybe to start a business, or to live in a different place, or to think differently than the rest of our families. We are the only ones that's doing it, and that can be a very scary place to be. I know when I moved away from my family. They had a heart attack. It was scary for me because I didn't know anybody. And then when I lost my job, I got laid off. I moved again, and my family is like, you have no job, you have no money. But I had, 401k. I didn't, invested in that. So I had a nice little cushion that me and the girls could live off of for a couple of months, about 6-7 months, and not worry about anything. But so I stepped out there on faith and moved to a city and a state that I just had never been. And it has been the best thing. And sometimes it is those steps of faith that will encourage you or give you more courage to continue to do what you're doing. So if you're the only person in your family doing something different. Good morning, Kimberly. Kimberly said, good morning, Rosie.
Good morning.
Clean your glasses because they're super duper dirty. Like, I got my glasses on, I can see your glasses are dirty. So a lot of times, guys, when we are stepping out here to do something different, we are the first ones in our family to do it. And it takes courage to do that. But just know, the sun, just like the sun comes up every morning and it knows the right next thing to do, you're going to figure out the next right thing to do. You're going to know what's right for you and your immediate family, because sometimes you've got to step out there for yourself. If you have children, you got to do it for you and your child. If you don't have children, then you may have to do it for yourself. And that may require that you do something that nobody in your family understands. I think I did a show on that a couple of weeks ago, that your family, they're not going to understand. I did.
Yeah.
They're not going to understand. They're not going to care, because their job is to keep you safe. And if you're outside of the zone of where they are, they can't keep you safe. So they're going to try to keep you there with them. It doesn't mean that they love you any less if they say don't go or don't do that. It just simply means that they can't keep you safe because you're doing something different than what they are. You got to realize, especially in this entrepreneurial world, if you want to start your own business or if you want to do something different, you have to look at the generations before you. Your parents stayed at one job and worked at for 30 and 40 years, and they retired from that job. And so here you come along and you're like, first of all, I'm not working that job past 5 years. I'm going to work for myself. The hardest question I have to answer is when my family calls me at night, on the weekends, early in the morning. Jojo, what are you doing? And what is my answer, Rosie? Working. And they say, working on what? And it's hard to explain how my day is truly filled outside of my 9 to 5, working on other businesses that I own, that it truly takes up that much time. And they're not going to understand it because they're a different mindset. So be encouraged that when you step out there to do something, to live differently from the rest of your family, they may challenge you simply because they don't understand. And their whole goal, just like your brain, you guys know I'm a nerd and I love brain science, is your brain wants to keep you safe. You trying to change. So we on this fearless journey together, and you are trying to change and trying to live your best life. You're trying to get out of Complaintville and leave Debbie Downer by herself. And so you trying to change is harder than coming off a drug. The people, and I read that and I was like, what? And it said people who complain, it is harder for them to come off a drug than it is to change their mind. It's easier for them to come off a drug than it is to change their mindset to not complain anymore. Do you know people that complain? Like, if they couldn't complain, they wouldn't have nothing to say. Like, their conversation would be mute. Like, they couldn't even say, hey, because the complaint is coming right behind it. And so think about that. When you are changing because you want to live your best life, you want to do something different. I no longer want to live in crazy. I don't want this crazy relationship. I don't want this crazy marriage. I don't want to live in crazy with my money or with my kids. And you're trying to do something different. Your brain has gotten into the habit of you doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. So your brain doesn't even really need you to participate anymore. It says, okay, I know JoJo's going to wake up, feed the kids, go to work, do this, say this, talk to this person on the way home, feed the kids. She's going to watch TV. And your brain doesn't need you to think at all because it's on autopilot. It doesn't need you. What does it need you for? It has stolen your free will to think because you're not thinking anymore. You're on autopilot. You're doing your routine day after day after day. In the minute that you say, wait a minute, I want to go left instead of going right, your brain says, excuse me, we've never went left before, and I don't like that way. Your brain only knows one direction. And because your brain wants to keep you safe, every time you go to change it, it's going to say, wait a minute, we don't know this way. Remember, our comfort is over here. What we know is over here. And that's why you find a lot of, give me a kissy. Be peaceful. Have a great day at school. That's why a lot of times you find it hard to change your habits, or you keep stopping. Put my purse up here. You keep stopping and starting, meaning you'll start your diet, but you won't continue it. Or you'll start to change, but you won't continue it. Oh, I'm going to live past crazy in my life and my finances. And you're gung-ho as soon as the morning show is on. But after the morning show gets off, you're right back, because your brain is like, we don't know what she's talking about. It sounds good, but this is our comfort zone. And so your brain is going to do everything that it can to keep you inside of your comfort zone. So not only you're fighting the old you with the new you, you're also fighting your family. And so on days like today, it's Hump Day Wednesday, it is my deep desire and passion that what we say to you gives you courage and allows you to move past your fear into action, because all of this requires work. Good morning, Cousin Carl. It requires a ton of work. If you are not ready to do the work, or if you don't have the energy, the capacity, the mindset to do the work, then you can come to the morning show every morning, and I love you for it. I hope you share this video with somebody who needs to live past crazy, because that's what it's about. But at the end of the day, if you're not willing to do the work to get past crazy, it's not going to happen. People tell me all the time, you do too much, you work too much, you do this different. Well, I'm setting up a different habit because my mind has been conditioned to do one thing. And so I have to overwhelm it with something new. And because I'm doing something new, it requires something different. It requires a different action. So when you're going through this change and we're trying to live past crazy, just know it may be a little bit of it ain't even going to be a little bit. It's going to be a big challenge, because you're fighting two entities. You're fighting the old you with the new you, because you're trying to tell the new JoJo, this is the way we're going, because what we're not fixing to do is live in this crazy relationship anymore. And then the old you is like, but we know this. And a lot of people would rather live in the comfort of crazy than deal with the discipline of freedom. They'd rather live in the comfort of crazy than deal with the discipline of freedom, because freedom requires work. Crazy, it's comfortable. At least for me, I had a crazy husband. At least I knew when I cooked this breakfast wrong, I was going to get punched in the mouth. At least I knew if I didn't clean up right, I was going to get stuffed under the bed, or I was going to get thrown out the car, or there's going to be some other problem. And some people would rather deal with crazy, and your crazy doesn't have to be mine. It could be the crazy of a job that you've been trying to leave forever, but because you know all the people and they're your friends, you don't want to leave them because you don't want to do anything different. Or it could be the crazy of a friendship that is now no longer serving you, but you keep holding on to it because y'all been friends for 25, 30 years. And where would you be without your girlfriend? You would be so much better off without some of those friends and jobs and relationships in your life. But until you can believe that it's possible, until you actually do the work, then you're going to deal with the comfort of crazy. And the comfort of crazy is habits. It's your comfort zone. At least I know I'm going to get up and I'm going to complain about my job, and I'm going to go to work and I'm going to complain about my manager. And at lunch, I'm going to call somebody and complain about what they did just a few minutes ago. On my way home, I'm going to complain about what they did all day. And then when I get home, I'm going to sit down and watch TV and think about how I hate my job. But instead of doing the discipline of freedom, which would be update my resume, start looking for another job, learn a different tool, do something different, what I'm going to do is go to bed early, pick out my clothes, and get ready to go to a job to complain again. And what you'll find is people are 40 and 50 years deep into that habit, into that routine, and then they're at the end of their life wondering why they're still so miserable. Thank you, Christine. I choose the discipline of freedom, honey, because I know that's why I'm the only live past crazy specialist, because I know crazy. I know it up close and personal, and there's no comfort in that crazy. Yeah, it takes a little discipline to get to your freedom. It takes a little work. But and that's the topic for the day. All of this takes work. If the sun is shining, and if you ever want to know if you got work to do, if the sun is shining, if you wake up this great morning, then you still have work to do. You can accomplish and do whatever you want to do. The first step is you got to believe that you are capable. And then a couple of shows back, I talk about write out the 5 things, the 5 reasons why you deserve to live past crazy. Why do you deserve the discipline of freedom? Why do you deserve to live different than what you're living right now? Because we are leaving clues for our children. We are showing our children this is how you live your life. We're showing them you get a job you hate and you complain. We're showing them you stay in a marriage where the husband beats the wife or the wife beats the husband. Everybody yells and screams. And you're showing them all the habits to do because they assume if it's good for mama and daddy, it's going to be good for me. And so you're teaching your children the comfort of your crazy and not the discipline of your freedom. So be mindful of that. Whether you think you are leaving habits or not, whether you think you're leaving clues or not, correct, Cousin Carl. Yes. And those memories will eat you up. And guess what? You need to free yourself of those too. Because sometimes our past will allow us to hold back and allow us to say, hey, I'm not going to go any further because of that problem. Yeah, you got to believe that you're worth it. And in the beginning, Miss Christine, am I pronouncing your name right? It is so hard to believe that you're worth it because you've been in crazy for so long. Who am I? I'm just JoJo. Who am I to be living like this? Who am I to want something different? Who am I? Like, I'm from Union Mills. I'm from Forest City, North Carolina. Little small town. My daddy named Gerald Waddell. Who am I to want anything different? Period. And so you got to, that's why you write out those 5 things on why you deserve what you want. Because if you don't, you're going to stay in the comfort of your crazy. Just know it is all going to take work. It takes work to stay in your crazy, and it takes work to get outside of your crazy. It's just where you're going to put your effort in. And then this morning, think about that on your way to work if you're already at your job. What are you working at? Are you working in your crazy? Or are you working in the discipline of your freedom? Because you may be working in your crazy if you having a sidebar conversation with a man or woman in your house and you're thinking to yourself, this conversation is absolutely insane. I can't believe I'm having this conversation. That's because you like the comfort of crazy rather than the discipline of freedom. It is truly my passion. It's truly my dream that whatever we say gives you the courage to continue to work past your crazy and to get past that fear. And, because when you first step right. Oh, Miss Valerie, you better say that. Who was I before crazy? And that's why the first step of living past crazy, bit.ly/5K Life, download it for free. The first step of living past crazy is to be quiet. Because when somebody said, JoJo, what do you like to do? I had no answer. I had no clue. Because, number one, you don't have any quiet time to figure out what you do or do not want. Number 2, you have so many titles that you're probably at the bottom of the list. And number 3, you've been servicing everybody other than yourself. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Carl, is that if you are run down, taking care of everybody else and doing for everybody else, you are mentally and emotionally and physically drained at the end of every single day. And you go to sleep just to wake up and do it again. At what point do you take time for yourself to replenish yourself? I value my quiet time. Everybody in my household understands the value of mommy's quiet time. It's an unspoken rule that when the door closes, unless you, this is my rule, unless you dead, about to die, or bleeding to death, don't come up in this room. And sometimes I have to leave my house. I don't care if it's sitting in a car. And y'all know I love to swing. A lot of times I go to the park and I get in the swing, honey, and I kick my legs and I throw my head back and I giggle and I have myself a good time. Because you've got to remember who you are at your core. Because if you're not living true to who you are at your core, then your life will continue to be crazy. Boy, Cousin Carl, you do. You do. You a McGuinn. You a Waddell. You got it. What you gonna focus on? Come on, boo. You got this. I ain't even mad at you. Because sometimes we wish we had something of other people when we already have it. It's just, what are we going to focus on? Period. But take that quiet time, guys, like Miss Valerie is saying, to get to know you, who you were before crazy. Because have you ever thought that you're searching for something, like there's something in your soul you're like, I can't put my finger on it, I can't quite figure it out, and you're looking for something, and you just don't know. It's not at the job, your man can't give it to you, your kids can't love on you enough, you can't eat enough, you can't work out enough, you can't go on enough trips. It's just something missing, and it is you trying to get your attention. That's all. It is your true you fighting to get out of the fake you that you've built over all of these years. And you've got to take time. For me, that was this 2 weekends ago. For like a month, I kept telling everybody, I need to be quiet. And nobody absolutely listened to me. I need to be quiet. So I went to the state park where there's waterfalls. And I sat there on that rock with my feet in the water. And I didn't say a word for over 2 hours. No, because I didn't have to talk. I just needed to be quiet to hear what I needed to hear. A lot of us, and I'm going to end the show with this thought. A lot of us pray, Jesus, Father God, help me. Give me the answer. Show me the way, Lord. If you show me, I'll do it. But let's think about this. You wake up, you turn on the TV, you yell at kids, you get in a car, you turn on the radio, you talk to your girlfriend, you get to work, you're talking. You go to lunch with friends, you're still talking. You get off, you call your mom and them. You get home, you got the kids, you got activities. You sit down, you watch TV, you fall asleep. You get up, you take a shower, and you go to bed. At what point did Jesus ever have time to give you the answer that you was praying for? You were too busy to get it because you were not quiet long enough. So sometimes the answer is there, my friends. You have just got to be quiet. The first step to live past crazy is to find that quiet space. And if you know what you don't like, you're in an absolute perfect position to figure out what it is that you do like, because you already know what's not working. So surely the goodness, the other spectrum, is going to work, but it's going to require work. It is going to require work. So let me read. This is I got this out of this book. It's called Radiant Expressions from my friend Carolina. And she is just the sweetest lady. She helped me get over my fear of water in like a weekend. If y'all first saw that video, y'all know I've just been ecstatic over water ever since. And this is her, and I love this so much, and because this is truly the purpose of the Fearless Morning Show, that we can help somebody live past crazy in their life and their finances, and that you don't have to go through the same thing. But my prayer is that you welcome some of the words that we say as seeds of light, and that they grow in you the courage to feel and transcend the fear. To upgrade your size in life, you must start by updating your capacity to feel and move through it. You must be able to get comfortable with being uncomfortable and receive more than your previous portion of abundance. And that, my friends, is the whole purpose of the Fearless Morning Show. That something that we say encourages somebody to go into action and do something, because it is not enough to be excited. It is not enough to get off the show and be like, yeah, I'm going to go do it. And then soon as something crazy walks around the corner or shows up at your job, you're right back in the same place. It is absolutely going to take work. Right. Correct. And what did my man Albert Einstein say? You cannot solve you can't solve the problem thinking with the same mindset that caused the problem. You're going to have to think differently. Period. It's going to cause for action to do something different. And here it is. When you wanted to go, and here's how I know you can do the action. When you remember when you were young and you wanted to go to the club and you had no money, you found the money to go then. Or you really wanted them pair of shoes, or you really wanted this or that. You worked and you hustled to get the things that you want. Don't you deserve the same thing for yourself? Write out those 5 things why you deserve to live past crazy. Why you deserve whatever it is that you're thinking about. You are far greater. You are far smarter than you ever imagined. I promise you. All it takes is you doing a little work. It's okay to stretch yourself a little bit. When you first start working out, and Cousin Carl can attest to this, when you first start exercising, your body is sore because it is stretching to dimensions it has never done before. The same thing will happen with your mind. When you start to stretch your mind to think differently, your mind is going to be like, wait a minute, we don't know this way. And it's going to cause you problems. It's going to hurt, and you're going to think something is wrong with you. But I promise, the more you stretch it, the more it's going to open you up, and the more you're going to grow, and the more you will have the capacity to do what it is you want to do. Because a lot of times, guys, we are praying for something, but we do not have the capacity to receive it because our hands are closed. Our hands are closed, clutching crazy. Because we rather live with the comfort of crazy than the discipline of freedom. At some point, you've got to let something go so that you can receive the abundance or whatever it is that you're asking for, whatever it is that you're working towards. You can't get it if you're squeezing it to death. You got to let it go so you can receive it. All right, guys, that is it for the Fearless Morning Show. Please make sure you share this with your friends. My co-host had to get off early this morning, and her topic was go get your money. Go handle your business. And if you are interested, she'll be back on to put her links into the video so you can check Lynn out. She has a lot of free stuff out there. She is America's #1 rebound coach. Yes, she said it, America's #1. So go check her out, because it's all about how to live past crazy in your life and your finances. My name is Yamitra JoJo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? I know crazy. This month is October, of course. It is Domestic Violence Month. Domestic Violence Month gets overshadowed by breast cancer awareness and other things, and they are all wonderful causes. Domestic violence, I ask that you guys donate to your local shelter. Donate the things that you no longer use, because at one point that was me. I was living in a shelter, and I needed somebody to give me a toothbrush. I needed somebody to give me underwear, to give me undergarments, socks, and shoes for me and my children. I needed those things. The things that you take for granted, I didn't have, like a comb, a brush to even do my hair. Like, none of that. Because when you leave out of crazy, all you know is you want the freedom to live past crazy. If I could just get past this, that there's freedom on the other side. I didn't care how I got there. And so that was a shelter. So please give to your local shelter. It would mean a lot to me. Oh, well, congratulations, Cousin Carl. That's all right. Amazon raising the minimum wage. So guys, make sure that you give to a local shelter. One of the things that, and if you don't have a local shelter, one of the things that I do is, I'm a pocketbookaholic. What I do is I take, if I've stayed in hotels, I take those lotions and the shampoos, wet wipes. I go to the Dollar Tree, get wet wipes, sanitize, and I put them inside of a pocketbook, and I hand it out to the homeless, or I hand it out to a lady with children. Whatever you can do, because you don't understand, or you don't know their circumstances or why they are there. I was there once, and trust me, it is very debilitating. There is no pride there. It's just a very, very dark place to live like that, and to have to depend on other people. But I'm thankful that the resources were there for me. So it is now my job to provide resources for other people. So please give to a local domestic violence shelter. I would greatly appreciate it. Give to another home, domestic violence shelter. If you don't have the clothes, they would gladly take your money. And for this month, both of my books are on sale for $6. Fearless Woman, Born to Give Thanks, and Transition to Freedom. You can find them on Amazon, Cousin Carl. I lowered them down to $6 for this entire month. If you want to gift them to somebody who needs to know what crazy looks like, or if you have a question about why I know crazy. Good morning, Aunt D. Both of my books are $6. You can go over to Amazon. They will be $6 for the whole month of October, so you can gift it to somebody. And if you have any questions or suggestions you want to cover on the morning show, let me know. I've answered every question about domestic violence that you could possibly want to know, think, or ask. I'm not embarrassed to answer your question. Just let me know. But I will put out there, I'm not a counselor. However, I do understand everything from depression, where I tried to kill myself, living in a shelter, living with friends, raising 2 kids in the midst of that. I understand every gamut of emotion, so I can understand where you are coming from. So if you have any questions, just let me know. But going over to Amazon, Fearless Woman Born to Give Thanks, and the book 2 is Transition to Freedom, and it's my personal story. I do have a nonprofit, Cousin Carl. The nonprofit is called Be Fearless Incorporated. So if you want to donate to that as well, that by all means, please do that. But the books are available on Amazon, and it's all about my journey as a survivor of domestic violence, because my abuser just happened to be the pastor of my church, and what abuse looks like inside of the church, and, you know, the stigma and the things that you go through to live past crazy in that. And honey, if I can live past crazy, anybody can live past crazy. Anybody, I promise. All right, guys, please make sure you share the video. We do have a YouTube channel, so if your friends and family do not have Facebook, I will share our YouTube channel. We are 199 videos, 193, sorry, videos strong over there. So you can catch any of the Fearless Morning shows over there. They are by topic, so you can pick any topic that you want. Share with the family, share with the friends, share with the co-worker, share with your boo thing, your ex, your side piece, your soon-to-be piece, whatever piece. Thank you, Cousin Carl, and you're okay. You represent the men on the show. But please share this video. If you know anybody needs to live past crazy, send them over my way. If you want to know how to live past crazy, for this month, I am doing the 5 keys to live past crazy, the 5 foundation steps that you need. That is bit.ly 5K life. And you can download that and you can share it with anybody. Again, I am open for speaking engagements. I'm booked for the month of October. But if you would like for me to come and talk to your small group, church, friends, or family about domestic violence, and it doesn't have to be about domestic violence. It could be about how to live past crazy, because crazy could absolutely be anything for you. It could be your kids, your job, your friends, your family. But there are certain core things that you have to do to begin to live past crazy. And trust me, I've walked it out, so I know. So today, guys, the fearless thought for the day is you got to do the work. If you do the work, I promise things will get better. Don't get discouraged. This is Hump Day Wednesday. Today is the day to make it happen. All right, guys, I hope you have an amazing day. Please make sure you share the video. Come back and join us tomorrow morning at 7:15. My lovely co-host, Miss Lynn Demons, who is America's #1 rebound coach, will be here with me. She had to run out early today. So make sure you catch the replay or share it. Now that you know you are charged with sharing with somebody else. I am an absolute firm believer. If we educate one who can educate the family, who can educate the community, we will change the world. I promise you. I believe that with my whole heart. And so my goal is to help the world live past crazy. But I got to start with you first, right? So make sure you share this information, guys. I hope you have an amazing Wednesday. And I'll see you here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.